Raiders make a power move and nobody's talking about it. The Las Vegas Raiders just made a bold front office move, and it could quietly reshape the future of this franchise. They've brought in Brandon Hunt, former senior director of scouting for the Philadelphia Eagles, to take over as vice president of player personnel. That might sound like a background job, but in today's NFL, this is where championship teams are built. Hunt isn't just some guy with a fancy title. This is someone many insiders believe will be an NFL general manager within the next decade. Why? Because he's one of the sharpest minds in talent evaluation, and now he's wearing silver and black. What does that mean for the Raiders? It means smart scouting. It means spotting under the radar talent before anyone else. It means finding the next Robert Spillane or Zach Bond, guys who come in with low expectations and over-deliver on the field. As vice president of player personnel, Hunt's job is all about the future, studying current NFL players, tracking overlooked talent in leagues like the UFL or CFL, and staying ready for surprise cuts and hidden gems on practice squads. He's coming from the Eagles, a franchise known for letting scouts have real input, not just titles. Under Howie Roseman, scouts like Hunt weren't just observers, they were decision makers. And that experience matters. The Raiders didn't just hire a scout, they hired a builder, a strategist, someone who sees beyond the stats and into a player's potential. He also spent over a decade with the Pittsburgh Steelers, another team known for strong front office structure and long-term thinking. That experience, combined with his recent success in Philly, makes this one of the smartest moves the Raiders have made this offseason. Make no mistake, this hire might not grab headlines like a star quarterback or blockbuster trade, but years from now, fans might look back and say, that's when everything started to change. The rumors are heating up, and the Raiders might just be lurking in the shadows. Reports say the Miami Dolphins are actively shopping star cornerback Jalen Ramsey, and while no trade has been finalized, insiders believe something could be announced after June 1st for salary cap reasons. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Las Vegas might be in the mix. Yes, you heard that right. Jalen Ramsey, a generational talent at cornerback, has reportedly expressed interest in only a select few teams. And Las Vegas has come up in those conversations before. Whether that interest is mutual right now remains unclear, but the timing, the cap situation, and the Raiders' recent moves suggest it's not impossible. Let's not forget, Ramsey is still elite. Despite injuries and movement between teams, he remains one of the few defensive backs in the NFL who can completely change the way an offense plays. Players like him? They're rare. Charles Woodson rare. The Raiders have the cap space, they have a revamped front office, and they've got the kind of locker room leadership that could appeal to a veteran like Ramsey. Would the Raiders make the call? It's possible. But would Ramsey say yes? That's the bigger question. Still, if there's even a chance this could happen, one thing is certain. Adding a player like Ramsey would instantly boost the Raiders' secondary and make the AFC West take notice. Let's face it, elite cornerbacks are rare. Every draft brings a few great offensive and defensive linemen. But when it comes to true shutdown corners, you might get one every few years if you're lucky. Think about it. Derek Stingley Jr. was probably the last elite cornerback prospect. Before him, maybe Jalen Ramsey. Everyone else? Solid, sure, but often system-dependent, interchangeable parts in the bigger scheme. That's why Ramsey is different. Most corners thrive only in the right setup. But Ramsey, he thrives anywhere. Just like Charles Woodson once did. He doesn't need the perfect scheme. He is the scheme. Now apply that to the Raiders. If this team is serious about taking the next step, a move for Ramsey could transform the entire defense overnight. He's not just a fit, he's a force. The defense already made strides under Patrick Graham, with guys like Robert Spillane exceeding expectations. But there's still work to do. Another difference maker in the secondary could tilt the balance in the AFC West. As for the offense, it's a waiting game. The line is young, the talent is there, it just needs time to develop. You can't just plug in a free agent tackle and expect dominance overnight. But on defense, one smart trade could change everything. And Ramsey might be that move. The Raiders' offensive line is young, but full of potential. You've got promising players like Caleb Rogers, plus veterans like Meredith, Parm, and Alex Kappa. At right tackle, DJ Glaze enters year 2, a critical time when development usually kicks in. So, yes, this line might not dominate yet, but with time, it could turn into a reliable unit. Now let's talk weapons. This year's receiving core is deep. While guys like Trey Tucker haven't shown elite explosiveness just yet, the pieces are there. Dante Thornton and Jack Beck are still developing, but Beck, for example, feels like a young Jacoby Myers. Not a burner, but a dependable target. Then there's Geno Smith, the steady hand under center. Behind him, explosiveness in the form of Ashton Jeanty, a guy with top 5 offensive potential. Add in Brock Bowers, who's entering year 2 and looks primed to take a leap, and suddenly this offense looks ready to score 30 plus on any given Sunday. Still, the Raiders know championship teams are built on defense. The big bet this year? That the defensive line dominates. With names like Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler, and Karlaftis, this front four could wreck game plans. Sure, quick passing offenses might try to neutralize them, but you can't dink and dunk for 17 plays without risking a pick or a failed third down. At some point, the quarterback has to hold the ball, and that's when this D-line feasts. Behind that line, a mix of potential and question marks. Eric Stokes could finally break out in year 5. Jacorian Bennett is entering year 3, often a make-or-break year for corners. Jeremy Chin showed flashes last season, and if he can repeat that, it'll be a big boost. It all comes down to the scheme. Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll are putting their fingerprints on this roster, molding it into something tougher, faster, and more flexible. And that brings us back to Jalen Ramsey. Whether at corner or move to safety, Ramsey is a plug-and-play game changer. He could elevate this entire defense from solid to scary. The Raiders are in a fascinating spot. The talent is there. The coaching is improving. And if they make 1 or 2 key moves, like adding Ramsey, they could surprise a lot of people this year. Here's something wild. Flag football might be part of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. And if it happens, it could be one of the most entertaining Olympic events ever. Now, we don't know who would play. But just imagine Justin Jefferson lining up against a part-time tech worker from another country trying to guard him. It wouldn't be fair, but it would be hilarious and fun to watch. Let's be honest. America would dominate. Flag football is tailor-made for the speed and explosiveness of NFL players. Athletes like Tyreek Hill, Trey Tucker, or even Brock Bowers could turn the field into a highlight reel. Sure, you don't need a full O-line or D-line in flag football, but that just makes it faster, flashier, and more exciting. Now for this to actually happen, 24 out of 32 NFL owners have to vote yes. Honestly, that shouldn't be hard. This kind of global spotlight only helps grow the game. But will players want to join? Some might pass. If you're Justin Jefferson, why risk injury over flag football, right? Still, others might jump at the chance. Imagine guys like Trey Tucker. His speed alone could torch every international defense out there. So, yeah, it's not official yet, but if NFL stars play in the 2028 Olympics, it's must-watch TV. That's it for today's video. I'm a little under the weather, but I still wanted to share some of the latest updates and thoughts with you. There's a film breakdown with Cody Lindbergh in the works. It was supposed to be out earlier, but now I'm aiming for tomorrow. So let me know what you think about flag football and the Olympics. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.